أزهو وأفخر بها صرحا ومصدر، زيديني أكثر لكي بالنور أظهر، ودمت خير غارس يا أجمل المدارس، ودمت خير غارس. أزهو 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 يعلو جناحي إذا رويت قلبي، يسمو نجاحي إذا نسجت دربي، فدمت خير غارس يا أجمل المدارس، فدمت خير غارس. أزهو 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 وأفخر بها صرحا ومصدر، زيديني أكثر لكي بالنور أظهر، ودمت خير.
My name is Ibrahim, a member of Peace and Youth Awareness Organization. Today we are very happy and delighted to host you here for this Islamic seminar organized for Islamic Societies, leaders across various schools in this region, especially in Nairobi in Islam. The theme for this Islamic seminar is وَادْعُ إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي احسن. The seminar is going to take place for 2 days. Today, Saturday, 29th of June 2024, and tomorrow, inshallah, 30th of June 2024. We are planning to run the event from 8 a.m. and end by 12:30 p.m. inshallah ta'ala. We have prepared this seminar to entail and include talks by prominent scholars that are going to address different topics. We are also going to have discussions by a panel discussing pertinent topics, and where we're going to also give an opportunity for our Islamic Society leaders to participate and contribute in that particular discussion. At the same time, we're going to also have a forum activity my left and to the far right near the lift we have a washroom for the gentlemen. Let me start by introducing myself. As I've said earlier, my name is I am a member of this organization, Peace and Youth Awareness Organization. Since its inception, I was actually one of the students. The first activity that was undertaken by this organization, Peace, was to hold a seminar for high school students. Back when I was in high school in Form 1, in 2013, I participated in the first seminar that was organized by this organization at Al-Hidayah, where in that particular program the target was to memorize 100 hadith. I still remember that day. From that day I'm a member of this organization. I'm very happy and proud to be part of this. And today we are also very delighted to host you, because these are the leaders that we have in different schools that are across this league, and we want to share ideas and exchange ideas so that we can move the da'wah programs forward in our schools. And remember, in our schools it's not just about students, we also have teachers who are non-Muslims that we're supposed to hold to the religion of Islam and to be able to participate in activities that are open for all the students across different schools. So I'll give the opportunity first of all to our teachers and managers that are here with us, so that they can also introduce themselves, tell us the schools they represent, one or two words, and then inshallah ta'ala we're going to also give a chance to the society leaders to also introduce themselves by telling us their full names, the schools they represent, and also the classes that they are from. And I would like to request at the end of the introduction for every student that is here, please, I am very sure almost every school is being represented by 2 students. We would like to request you to sit with a student from another school so that we get to know each other and be able to exchange ideas. That's going to be done as we do our introductions. I will begin with my right.
My name is I represent Sanat High School as the school manager.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is me, Mr. Ahmed from Madrasat Al-Waudo Street.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Islamic from Arizona High School. Arizona Fraternity School of Arizona, different places of Nairobi. So I am the managing director. My name is Bilty.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. My name is from College Educational School. I'm the school teacher.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Mohammed Ahmed from Pakistan, head of the Dini department.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Hussein Akida Undar, teacher at Haida High School, Islamic Tarbiyat, and also Arabic.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abdullah. I represent the development of schools as religious Islamic Societies.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shafir Hussein Abdikabir. I teach in your high school and I am a patron of Islamic Society.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Salman Farah, representing the California group of schools. I'm a Form 2 student.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ahmed Ahmed and I represent a Form 4 student in Mariyah School.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Khalid representing Shaykhal group of schools.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Khalid Ahmed. I am from 4 student in Hassan.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Izzat, Central Band High School in Boston.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Ashkur Abdullah from Lubnan High School.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ma'ad Muhammad from Boston Academy.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm from Arizona High School.
My name is Sana Ahmed. I'm representing Shakali. I'm from Boston, Italy. My name is Hassan. I'm representing Babali High School. My name is Islamic I am representing the Very Happy School Secondary. I am one of the senior teachers in Very Happy.
Thank you for that. And I think we're ready to begin our program for today. We are sorry for starting the program a bit. I think some of the schools are yet to arrive. I think they are on the way, but we're not going to wait any longer. We're going to start our program. I want to tell you that this program, all of it will be propagated in English language for all of the lectures by the chef that we're going to have today. The only session that will be in Somali is the Fatawa session by Sheikh Muhammad Shifli. All the other sessions will be addressed in English, apart from the Fatawa that we have for Sheikh Muhammad Shifli. You can write your questions in English or in Somali, but inshallah ta'ala the answers we are going to, the chef is going to answer in Somali language, and the moderator is going to at least give us a brief of what the chef has said for those of us who don't understand the Somali language. I think the chef is with us, and he is just coming on stage as we speak, so I'll give us a few minutes to be able to give him a chance. And the topic that we're going to have for the first lecture is the interaction with non-Muslims in school environment. The moderator for this particular lecture is going to be Sheikh Ibrahim Yusuf Abdi. And as we all are aware, in our different schools we have students that are non-Muslims, teachers that are also non-Muslims. So the lecture is going to focus on particularly how are we going to interact with those people that we have across our schools. How are we going to welcome to this beautiful religion of Islam, and what are the ways that we can use and the best methods we can use to be able to call them to the right path, and that is Islam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have nothing more to add, but to just encourage all the students who are participating in this seminar to be very participatory and active. Kindly, as we engage during this workshop, I want to encourage, it's mainly for the students. I think the teachers are just here to offer their support and company mostly. But for the students, I'd like to encourage, I'd like to emphasize on the point of being active, participatory, and one of the reasons as to why we've designed or we've sought to have this kind of function is to give a chance to the leaders of the Islamic Society bodies in secondary schools to engage with experts in particular fields so that they can have some of their questions, concerns addressed. Tomorrow morning, inshallah, in the first session, we're going to have a discussion. Before the end of the day, we will give you the program for tomorrow on what the discussion will be about, as well as the other sessions that will follow for tomorrow. So kindly, as we also wait for the other participants and schools to arrive, because we've communicated with them, some of them are coming from outside the city, as far as Nono and Nagata. Therefore, we're going to give them some time to be able to make it. I want to encourage all the students, labda kama ni baridi kidogo ikiisha tukakula breakfast, let's tuchangamke, let's be very active, let's ask questions, let's interact amongst ourselves as well. The students who are here, kindly get to know a student from another school. This is an opportunity for you. And if you are offered a chance to ask questions, kindly make sure you do ask the ones that concern you the most. As for the fatawa, it is general, it is not it's not for a particular subject. So kindly, whatever questions you have about, Islamic religion, whatever it is that you need to ask, kindly do ask. And as Mr. Abdurrahman said, inshallah, if you are not welcome to us with the Somali language, and we do apologize for that, it is just a bit of a technical issue, we will have someone translate the answer for you, inshallah. We need to welcome the chairman of Peace and Youth Awareness, our director, Abdurrahman Shibli, as well as Sheikh Ibrahim Yusuf Abdi for the first lecture.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والثناء لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, let us open the gathering with a word of prayer, inshallah. Let us pray. بسم الله الحمد لله والثناء لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. O Allah, we beg of you, O merciful, O compassionate, O protector of the seeker of protection, O pillar of the one who has no pillar, O supporter of the one who has no support, O provisioner of the one who has no provision, O guardian of the weak, O treasure of the poor, O great one on whom one can place his hopes, O deliverer of the ruined and the rescuer of the groaning, O good one, O benefactor, O compeller, O illuminator. You are the one who before the darkness of the night, the brightness of the day, the rays of the sun, the light of the moon, the wrestling of the trees and the vibration of waters to submission. O Allah, grant us guidance among those you have granted guidance. Elevate us among those you have elevated. Bless us with that which you have given us. Protect us from the evils you decreed to before. Truly the one who decrees and none can decree over you. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you have bestowed your grace, not the path of those who hand you anger, nor the path of those who went astray. O Allah, the ever living, we seek help through your mercy to set right all our affairs and do not leave us to ourselves in help for a making of an arm. O Allah, we turn to you at the beginning of this seminar, for in vain we labor without your guiding presence in our lives. Open our hearts to your goodness as we bring before you in prayers our various hopes and dreams in this life and in the hereafter. O Allah, the word of Allah is our partner with you. We beg of you that you shower your peace and blessings upon Muhammad, your last messenger, prophet and servant. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him and upon his family and companions and all those who have followed him until the day of judgment. In your beautiful names and attributes we submit and pray. Amen. Yes, my name is Ibrahim Yusuf Abdi, and I was instructed to take you through Muslims' interactions with non-Muslims from the Holy Quran and the prophetic traditions commonly known as Hadith or Sunnah. The pros and the cons, the challenges and opportunities. We hope and pray that inshallah California Group of School becomes a universal, regional and a national school, inshallah ta'ala, that propagates Islam. So, what is Islam? If we may start with that. When you want to start any topic, you need to define what the topic of discussion is. So, what is Islam? Islamic scholars have defined Islam. Al-Islam huwa al-istislam billahi bil-tawheed wal-inqiyad lahu bil-ta'a wal-khuruj min ash-shirk. If I can remember very well my Islamic primary text very well. Al-Islam huwa al-istislam. It is surrendering yourself, submitting yourself to the Almighty, the highest deity who is the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is Islam. So a Muslim is not a free person. A Muslim is a servant of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and therefore he or she is required to abide by the teachings of the the Islamic religion. He has a very limited, a Muslim has a very limited free will. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has created each and every person amongst us, and the reason for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us is to do what? To do what? To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are in this world for a reason and for a season, for a purpose and for a period. And your period is very short. The life in this world is very short. So we need to live maximum of the life so that we become good ambassadors of Islam. Islam is a very beautiful religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. It might not be any one of us choice to become a Muslim, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created each and every person ala al-fitra as a Muslim. And therefore, فَأَبَوَاهُ يُعْوِدَانِهِ أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ أَوْ يُمَجِّسَانِهِ. It is either your parents to take you to Christianity or to Judaism or to any other religion, even to go and worship fire and to be saved, or a Buddhist. But each and every person is born in Islam. That is why when a non-Muslim becomes a Muslim, we don't call it conversion. He has not converted, he has reverted. He has reverted, he or she has reverted, he has come back to this religion. Because that was where he was initially supposed to be. It's just like the creation of humanity. We were created, we were in the paradise, in the gardens, and because of a fault that has happened is why we are brought here. But our home is paradise and we have all to go there. Anybody who deviates from that, then it is upon him or herself in doing that. So having said that and given that introduction, Islam is a very important religion, a very beautiful religion. And Islam is not a name. Islam is akhlaq, is character, is interpersonal relationship. In this world, you will get a university that will offer you a degree in international relations, but you will never get a degree in interpersonal relationship. You will only learn it from the University of Life. You will only learn it from the University of Life. So Islam is a very important religion that is comprised of actions, not words. Normally they say human beings are more video than audio. Human beings are more video than audio. What I mean by that is, human beings will go by what you do, not what you say. You will always forget what others say to you, but you will rarely forget and hardly forget what you see. We were all children, correct? One day, one time. Each and every one of us can remember his or her childhood experiences more than the adulthood or the middle adulthood before you advance to the next level of life. Is that correct? Me, I can remember what happened to me in the early childhood. I can remember when I was taken to primary school. I was class 1 in 1985. 1992, I was class 8. In 1996, I was form 4. So I can remember my first book was Hello Children, followed by Read With Us in Standard 2, New Friends in class 3, Adventures in class 4, Neighbors in class 5, Marching Ahead in class 6, One Step More in class 7, Stepping Out in class 8. I can remember. Those were my English books. So whatever you see, you remember it very well. And later, as old as I am, I was a father, I was a husband, I was an employee, and I was a student. And I was my own self-sponsored, and I studied through that. And as a result, I took 4 degrees by sponsoring myself. And there was a lot of role conflict because I had many roles to play. So basically what I'm trying to say is that Islam is a very beautiful religion but some Muslims might tarnish the name of Islam. Is that correct? When Muhammad or Ibrahim does something contrary to Islam, what do we say? وَإِسْلَامُنِ وَبَايَا, there is stereotyping. But when John and Tom does anything, he takes self-responsibility for doing that. Is that correct? Why are you always tagged as a Muslim? Or why are you taken as the ambassador of Islam? It's because Islam is about character. إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. That is what Prophet Muhammad says. I was not brought forth to be a messenger except to foster a good character. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to his Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We have not brought you as a messenger, O Muhammad, except to be kindness to the mankind. Not to Muslims alone, to the mankind. That is why Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, was sent to Bani Israel. Every other prophet was sent to his or her tribe. But Nabiullah Muhammad was sent to the entire mankind. Rahmatan lil alamin, as a mercy to the entire mankind. So Islam is a universal religion. Islam is a religion of character. That is why we are all ambassadors of this religion. Whatever you do, and whichever action you take, and however you relate to others, you are carrying the mantle of Islam. And that is why you are required to carry that mantle as it is. In Quran, you will see many ayahs in the Quran not addressing you as Muslims, but addressing you as Ya Bani Adam, خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد. يا أيها المسلمون يا بني آدم خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد. Oh mankind, wear very well, take your beauties to the mosque. وقولوا للناس حسنا. Whenever you say a word that doesn't hurt the other party. وقولوا للمسلمين حسنا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. It doesn't say, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا Muslim. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَم. Surely and validly, you have dignified humanity. And somebody dies who is a non-Muslim, they say, Ubakti. I don't know where that comes from. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was standing for a maid which was passing. He was not a Muslim. He said, Jew. It is very less likely a Jew to convert or to revert to a Muslim, but a Christian to Islam is very easy. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ma'idah that the most beloved persons وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ مِنْهُمْ قِسِّيسِينَ وَالرُّهْبَانَ وَأَنَّهُمْ لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. That you will see the closest in relationship to the Muslims are those who say they are Christians. It's because they have monks and priests who are not proud. Who are not proud. Pride is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الكبرياء لله والعظمة لله. ومن نازعه فيهما عذبه بالنار. That pride is only for Allah. So anybody who has a small dot of pride in his heart, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take him to the lowest grade of hell. So as Muslims, we are required to take advantage of the beauty of Islam so that we invite others to Islam. But if you drink water and take wine, nobody will come to Islam. Your character is what matters a lot. Unfortunately, due to our cultural influences, more so like the clan I come from, the tribe I come from, the Somali, have cultures which might go contrary to Islam. And these cultures now will paint Islam a bad picture. That is not right. So Islam has asked us to brush our teeth towards every wudu for every salah. The then you start, saying it is sunnah to do siwak, and you're walking, spitting left, right, and center, and saying this is Islam. No, that is not Islam. Islam is a very clean religion. Islam is a very tidy religion. Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyib. Allah is good and He will never accept except that which is good. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to the humanity to be a blessing, to be the seal of all the prophets, so that he becomes a blessing to the mankind. Let's take one or two of his characters, which you and I did not take advantage of, but then some of non-Muslims have taken. You come on time, then you say, be punctual like the white man, instead of saying be punctual like a Muslim, because that is what it's supposed to be. Have you ever asked yourself why people envy Islam? We are not the majority in the world. There are other persons who profess other religions who are the majority in number. We are not the wealthy. We are not the most powerful. But why people envy Islam is because of the beauty of the cultural wealth that Islam has. Each and every person will envy to have that. But once your character deteriorates, then you don't fall within the scope of Islam. Islam, if we take some characters of someone like Nelson Mandela, an African patriot, because of the behavior, because of how he treated his opponents, because of how he did not revenge from those who have mistreated him, because of his color and race, is why we know him. And today he is 6 feet under us, but still we remember him. There are many who are alive in the midst of others, but they are long dead. And there are many who are long dead, but still alive in our midst, right? Why? Because of the legacy they have left behind. Nelson Mandela one of the days sits near one of his teachers, and he was the only black in that class. So his teacher is here, and he sat next to him, and he wanted to eat with him in the same table. And you know what the white teacher told him? Nelson, do you know that blacks do not share the same table with pigs? So who is a pig? According to him, who is a pig? Yes? Nelson Mandela, who is a right? Himself. So he said, teacher, let me fly away. What does that mean? Did he say you are a pig? No, he did not say. He said, teacher, allow me to fly away. Then the teacher was very agitated because it's as if he was saying indirectly, you are the pig and I am the man. But nobody can quote him saying that. He said, allow me to fly away. Then the teacher said, I must disappoint this man in class. So in the class, the teacher has come with 2 bags. He said, Nelson, yes sir. These are 2 bags. One full of money and another one full of wisdom. Which one will you go for? What will you say yes? Yes? The one full of wisdom. Nelson said, of course I will go for the one full of money. And the teacher was very happy. Now it is my time to disappoint this man and revenge from him. I said, Nelson, you are a foolish African. You are going for the bag full of money when you are seeing a bag full of wisdom. If I were you, I would have gone for the bag full of wisdom. Then Nelson said, teacher, with all due respect, everybody goes for what he lacks. So he did not say I lack money or I lack this, but he said it very wisely. So look before you leap. Think before you talk. You will never regret when you remain silent, but you will never regret why have you uttered that word. You will never regret why that word came out of your mouth. Rasulullah says in an authentic hadith, Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir, falyaqul khayran aw liyasmut. Who he believes in Allah and the day of resurrection, either say that which is good, that which will add value to the lives of those who surround you, or shut up. So when you remain silent and you listen, I will not understand how wise you are. But the moment you start uttering a word, say, oh, I thought this is a man full of wisdom. No Remember, is a man with the body of a person but the brain of chicken. You start feeling or despising that person or looking down upon the person because of the kind of words and reasoning that he brings forth. So my young boys and girls, if we take one or two examples, because in the interest of time, of the lives and times of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you seriously reflect on the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you surely find Islam is a very great religion. And that is the time you will know why many people on this earth envy Muslims. Number one, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was chased from life, right? He was stoned until he was bleeding to an extent his slippers that he was wearing was full of blood. Malakul Jibal was sent to by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him. And Malakul Jibal says, here I am with permission to go ahead so that I slap the two mountains that surround Ta'if so that I splash everybody who is between those two mountains. What did Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? And what could me and you in the shoes of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would have said? You are very weak. You have been overpowered by people. Your own people have disowned you, called you Sha'ir or Majnun. They have stoned you until you have bleeded. Then here you are, have the authority. What do you do? Yes? Splash them. But what did Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam do? Subhanallah. He started praying for them. Da'watul madlum mustajab. He started praying for them. What did he say? Oh Malakul Jibal, please go back. I'm not giving you the go ahead to splash my people. If Allah doesn't want guidance for them in the day of judgment, I'm expecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring from their back offspring who will worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is that not strategic plan? People tell you that the strategic plan has just started or has been invented by so and so. Is that not Vision 2030 or 2050 now? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not looking at today. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided some of them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided their offspring. And they are the ones who have stood up for this religion until it is where it is today. Correct? Yes. Yes, that is Islam. And non-Muslims come to the mosque, and you and I will not allow them to come to the mosque. If they want to hold the Holy Quran, we are telling them, for heaven's sake, how will that person ever understand the Islamic religion? If you don't want to share with them a copy in English version, you don't want to talk to them, you don't want to talk with them, but you want to talk about them. You don't have an open day the way we have in Jamia Mosque to invite them so that they see what Muslims do. This is exactly what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. Yes, and non-Muslims come to the mosque and urinate inside the mosque. What did Prophet Muhammad do? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sahabas were very angry about him and they wanted to eat him alive. What did Prophet Muhammad say? Please wait, let him finish urinating first. Somebody urinating in the mosque and you allow him to finish? Ya Rasulullah, ma arhamak. And all of a sudden, he finishes urinating. He did not even utter a word, because sometimes silence is a very powerful communication. Sometimes when you remain silent, it's a very powerful communication. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam do? He did not even address the offender who came to the mosque urinating in a very holy place. He told those guys, please move. Go and get a bucket of water. Because the mosque was not cemented like Yad. It did not have tiles like we do. It was sand. Go and bring a bucket of water, pour over it. Period. The case is done. Then the guy has seen the hostilities that the Sahabas were coming forth with. At the same time, he saw how merciful was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What did he do? He started raising his hands and saying, Allahumma arhamni wa Muhammadan wa la tarham ma'ana ahad. Oh Allah, have mercy do not have mercy ever after that to anybody else. Then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam laughed at him and said, لَقَدْ ضَيَّقْتَ وَاسِعًا إِنَّ رَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That His mercy is all over. But this time around, this guy, because of the happiness he's expressing towards Nabiullah Muhammad, he said, oh Allah, have mercy on me and Muhammad alone. Then close the door of your mercy. That is it. So a Muslim must be wise. A very contemporary, as we go back to the character and the traits of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let's say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When you talk about Prophet Muhammad, let's praise him. As we go back to that, 3 boys, please come forward. And just to give an example, 3 boys come forward. As I continue with this story, I want 3 volunteers to be here. A teacher saw his teacher, a very old teacher in the street. But the student himself was a teacher. Then he met his old teacher in the streets, who recognized the other before one knows the other. Is it the teacher or the student? Why? Yes? There I used to introduce myself and I say I'm a lawyer, I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. My offices are at 3rd floor. By the way, this is the first time I've ever come to beyond 3rd floor. And one day you greet me on the streets. Say, Sheikh, I've seen you giving us lecture that and that day, 10 years down the line. Am I the one to recognize you or you are the ones to recognize me first? Yes? Why? Because I'm one and you're many. Correct? Am I talking to somebody? I'm one and you are. So the teacher started greeting. The young teacher started greeting who was a student those days. He is old teacher who retired long ago. And he asked him, teacher, how are you? He told him, I'm very fine, my son. Teacher, thank you very much, because we see teachers and fathers to be enemies at this point. But a time will come, you will know your teacher was the best. Is that correct? Students, now you see your teachers to be your enemies, correct? Especially the boys and your fathers. That is normal psychology. Ladies tend to love their fathers and boys tend to love their mothers. That is nature. Is that correct? So the teacher started greeting this boy because it's only your parents and your teachers that will want you to be better than them. Their products will be better than them. But your own brother doesn't want you to outshine him or her. Correct? Yeah, that is right. So, but your son, you want him to be better than you, your daughter to be better than you, and your students and people to be better than you. That is a teacher, and that is a father or a mother. So he started saying, my son, where did I teach you? And he said, he taught me that and that primary school, because teachers are transferred from one school to another. Then he said, what do you do for a living these days? Then the students told him, teacher, I'm a teacher. You know, one of the debates, the first debates that you come across with in primary school is a teacher is better than a doctor. That is the first debate. Is it still there? Yes. So, if you go to a class which is full and you say, how many of you want to be teachers? How many hands will be up? Few or even none. We say, nobody likes to be a teacher, pilot, doctor, lawyer, engineer. But today you are telling me you are a teacher. Why did you choose to be a teacher? He said, teacher, it is because of you. Please remind me, how did I positively impact in your life? So the teacher said, I became a teacher because I was coming from a very humble background, a very poor family. Then I've stolen somebody's watch in the class. You saw those digital watches, And he started telling us, the boy whose watch was stolen went to the office, staff room to complain that, teacher, my watch has been stolen in this class. Then the teacher asked us, who has seen the watch of this person? In a primary school, will you ever confess and say, here I am? Utabandikwa jina ya utani mpaka ushangae. will go with you for life. And everything that will miss in that class, you are the culprit always. Correct? So he said, I kept silent because I did not want to expose myself. Then he told us, everybody stand up and face the wall. Close your eyes. So close your eyes and face the wall. So he said the teacher, he started searching us one by one. One by one. One by one. Then you got the watch. I was trembling until you not stop at me. You started searching, and searching. Then once you finished until the very last verse, you told us, everybody open your eyes and go back to your seats. Please, thank you very much. Go back to your seats. Then I was still trembling that the teacher now will come and make me very disappointed in front of everybody. Then you did not even utter a word. You started releasing the watch and telling everybody, is this your watch? Yes, take it. And that was the end of the case. I was waiting to be reprimanded in the staff room, but nothing has happened. Then I started talking to myself. If being a teacher is that powerful to an extent you don't expose people when they are at fault, then I must be one. From that day, I have resolved to be a teacher for life. The teacher did not utter a word. That was a silent expression. But believe me, I became a teacher because of you. And the teacher said he was very old. Yes, I remember. That incident happened in that school. But believe me, my son, this is the first day you are telling me you are the thief. I did not know. Because I said everybody close your eyes, even my eyes were closed when I was doing research. Today is the first day I'm knowing you are the culprit. And here you are as a teacher. So that is a very powerful impact that you can leave in somebody's life. But you as a teacher, you might never know. Those are the kind of teachers or Muslims that we need people to emulate. I will ask you to stand up, let's for 3 minutes. Let's try to stretch. Let's go together to the left. Let's go together to the left. Hold it there. Then to the right. Hold it there. Then to the back. Then to the front. Down. Okay, let's take our seats. What I'm trying to say is this. Look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَلَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is for each and every one of you a good person to emulate, a good person to learn from. How did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam treat the people of Taqif? 79 Muslims coming to the mosque. They are even given an opportunity to pray the way they want. وإن أحد من المشركين استجارك فأجره حتى يسمع كلام الله ثم أبلغه مأمنه. That is Islam. How did Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam treat this? A Jew is coming to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking, give me my money, you Muhammad. Fatima radiallahu anha wa ardaha start shouting at the man, Ya adu Allah, oh enemy of Allah, how dare can you speak to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam like that? He came before even the time of the death has lapsed. But still, that was his money. Then Prophet Muhammad says, give him that plus 20 more because you have offended him. Not only his dues, but add him even this. That is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People stone you, you pray for them. People disrespect you, you respect them. فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميد. لكن God says what? وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا وما يلقاها إلا ذو حظ عظيم. This da'wah needs patience. This da'wah needs resilience. You to give silent da'wah more than you preaching. What I say to you is not very important. But what you see me doing is what is important. Islam is all about character. We are required to invite others to this very great religion through good character. And this comes through the way you behave with others. To an extent, the one who amongst you and them, there is some level of enmity. Treat them as though they are your closest buddies. That's the way you need to do. Say to the people that which is good. You'll never regret why you have not do what, but you will never regret why you were misinterpreted because of uttering that which has not been substantiated, and information that was not processed before you released. You just uttered it like you did. That is why in this case you see Muslims are pegged as terrorists. Muslims are pegged and still pegged as extremists. Why? It's because of Muslims, not because of Islam. It's because of not having a good grasp about Islam. Everybody is mufti. When you are asked a question, you want to answer it there. No. I don't know that, but I'll go and do more research and get back to you. First of all, go and do more research, go and consult, go and get at this hands from others. A good example, somebody asked you Muslims are terrorists. You Muslims, you don't allow your ladies to be married to their Muslims. Then you start saying what excuses, you know this and that. No, what? To kitab Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask yourself. What does Islam say about it? Very simple. Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Musa alayhi salam and Allah to Fir'aun. أقول له قولا لينا talk to them lightly. اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل هل أنت ستدعو أهلك إلى ربك فتخشى Don't trust the responsibility of your past. And Fir'aun will end up to نار أدخلوا آل فرعون أشد العذاب. But he is teaching the prophets how to relate to you. However, but they may look in your eyes. They might be the ones who are doing the stuff of this religion. We are not allowed, we as Muslims, we are allowed to marry from the people of the book, but you are not allowed to marry from our ladies. Because it's very simple. Talk to the language they understand. Tell them, listen. I'm not a Muslim until I believe Isa alayhi salam. I was asking somebody, if somebody has a degree in business people with a finance option, or a marketing option, or supplies option, or procurement and supplies, or a marketing or advertisement option, then that person has an MBA, Masters of Business Administration, and another one has only a degree, and you're advertising for a job, and you say your salary, starting salary is 20,000 English, and both have applied, which usually you give first priority, and everybody is ready to take up your offer. The one with Masters or the one with the degree? The one with Masters. So a Muslim has the first degree by believing in all prophets. But beyond the Nabiullah Isa, they are all beyond to believe in Nabiullah Muhammad. So they have Masters, have this degree, and they have a second degree which is Masters. So you want to marry a Muslim lady who has Masters and you have a first degree, will be not allowed. Take the Masters also, so that you can give you, you can be a tutor, and you can give you another degree. Very simple, somebody will understand. We are not racist. When non-Muslims marry, the name is changed, right? The wife's name is changed. come to her husband's religion, and she will go to the church of her husband, right? They cannot go to different churches. That is exactly the teachings of Christianity. So why don't you be bold enough and say, this is Islam, accept it, then we see if we will deny you that. So ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, don't talk to people, talk with people. Be good ambassadors of Islam for each and every one of us will be put to account in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not bar the non-Muslims to come and see what Muslims do. Like the open days which Prophet Muhammad did. And even it is done in our Jamia Mosque in Nairobi. An open day where you can see each and everything that Muslims do. If you pray in Jama'ah, you get 25 or 27 more rewards than the person who prays alone. Is that correct? But do you know, you get 50 times ajr than the person who prays in Jama'ah. If you pray in a bare place, you do the adhan. There's no mosque around. You do the iqamah and you pray in an open place so that everybody can see. That one is 50 times better than Salatul Jama'ah. I can remember we were doing exams in Taifa Hall in the University of Nairobi. Then Salatul Maghrib came and we were in exams. So I raised up my hand, Professor, the invigilator, please I want to pray. And I had my maths just next to me. And he told me, will you disturb others? That was a professor in Kenya. He doesn't know how Muslims pray. I told him I will not disturb anybody. I will just spread my mat here and pray silently. Then he told me, as long as you will not inconvenience others, go ahead. So I placed my mat and started praying Maghrib. Then whenever I do ruku, all the invigilators were down, looking at as if I was hoping something to come down. When I go for sujood, everybody say, what is this guy doing? The scouts were going to Yemen, where they go to. And in Isha, when Muslims were praying and they were all in ruku, a watchman came all the way with his big torch and asking them, what are you looking for so that I can assist you, please? Because he has never seen Muslims prostrating or praying. So, whatever we are doing in privacy is not the right thing. So, try to tap those opportunities. There are many who are non-Muslims, but today they are very great scholars, and those who are born in Islam like me and you and I. Correct? So, you know, a lot of non-Muslims who have reverted to Islam, and today they are scholars in Islam. Correct? Yes. So, Bashiru wala tunafiru, yassiru wala tu'assiru. Bring people closer. Islam is not very hard religion, but you can only do that when you stand for it. Your day-to-day interaction. والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنب والصاحب بالجنب. The person who sits next to you in the class, that is your best mate. You should care for them. You should show them actions. I was very much impressed with the Alliance High School. I was there the other day. I have a son there. They told me when your son is Form 4, he's now in Form 3. Form 2, sorry. When your son is Form 4, we will be marking, that is 2027. They will be marking, 2026, sorry. They will be marking 100 years. 100 years. They're teaching. 100 years. Then I asked them, how many head teachers came to your school? Because every stream has a principal. There are 9 streams. Every stream has a principal. And there is a chief principal. And they mold people in character. There is no coping. There is no people who have S, but when you take them to college, they cannot perform. And that is the way many of us are. I asked them how many principals were here. They told me this is the 9th principle. In 100 years, the 9th principle. If that was an institution, which is a Muslim institution, how many principles do we have? These are alliance of churches that even do not agree. تحسبهم جميعا وقلوبهم شتى. But there are only 9 principles, 8 chairmans of the board from 1927 to date. That is it. So in the interest of time, what I'm saying, I was in Israel the other day. They were telling me, Ibrahim, when our alumni are talking about how many people are successful, we don't talk only about successes. We also have to ask ourselves, how many are ministers? How many are CSS? How many are ambassadors? How many are presidents from our school? But what we want to ask is, how many have died? How many have children who are orphaned and we have been classmates for years? How many have failed in life? Then they went to a jail. Said, so and so was very bright in class, but we have been told he's a street boy in That was back in 1996, and they are doing it some years ago. They say we have to go and see that person. They have sent somebody by air from here, and he went all the way to a jail to go and see the situation. When he has given the situation report and he said this guy completely has failed in life, told him please go and negotiate with his family if you can come in as alumni of the Israel boys. And they have been told by the family, please go ahead. They have brought him. The first thing the guy was taken to a lodging where he showered. They have bought him new clothes. For the first time he has boarded an aeroplane all the way from Wajir. He has landed in Wilson Airport here. He has slept in a lodging. They have taken him straight to a rehab center in Karen. These are not your brothers or sisters, these are your classmates. And they have taken him to Karen and they were paying him 70,000 for him so that the drugs can be washed away from his body. And in 6 months, the guy was back to his senses and he was asked, what do you want to do for in the life? Then he said, I want to be a counselor and I want to have a rehabilitation center like this. Because he was taken for a diploma course in counseling. And I have spoken to the guy himself. This is not a story I read from a book. Today, he's running. And he's running a rehab center. And the Stereke boys, old boys, are the ones who are referring the clients to him. That is what about life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has given life and the differences in life. So, you should know, whenever you do a mistake, support you. La ikraha fi din. You can't force somebody to your religion. There is no surah in the Quran that is called Surah Al-Muslimun, but there is Surah Al-Kafirun. That says, Lakum dinakum waliya din. Lakum dinukum waliya din. You go with your religion and I will go with my religion. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, I want to give a life history, a life story, so that we know we as Muslims, we stand a chance to review our strategy and do not blame Islam. Islam will always prevail, but we have to be tried. We have to be shaken until such a time we toe the line and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestows on us the victory He has promised us. Inna Allah la yukhlifu al-mi'ad. Who has a pencil here so that I finish with that? ECC, Galileo, Mutapata pencils, right? Okay. I want to conclude my talk with this, please. Sharpener? Or the pencil and the rubber? Okay, fine. In the interest of time, let's go with this. As a life skill, what do you learn from it? It is a sharp point. So it teaches me how to remain sharp and focused on my goals in life. It has a sharp end. So what else does a pencil teach you? It's a tool for writing. So it teaches me the importance of knowledge and education. Anything else? The pencil has 3 components. The body, the graphite inside that black thing. Then some have a rubber or an eraser on the top, correct? So it teaches me the spirit of teamwork, that I cannot go myself anywhere, but if we collaborate, it teaches me unity in diversity, yes? Anything else now that you learn from the pencil? Okay, fine, let me go straight to this story. It's a moral story. The best pencil seller in the world was once asked, now that you have been ranked as the best pencil seller in the world, tell us the secret behind that. And he said, before I package my pencils, after manufacturing them, before I package my pencils and put them in the box and release them to the market, I parade my pencils. You have parades in the mornings, correct? And I talk to my pencils and tell them, dear pencils, remember the following 5 points and you will be the best pencils in the world. Point number 1, that you can only do great things when you allow yourself to be held in someone else's hand. Point number 1, oh pencil, you can do great things in this world if you allow yourself to be held in someone else's hand. Number 2, dear pencil, that from time to time you will make mistakes. But remember you have an eraser at the top and you stand a chance to correct your mistake. Number 3, dear pencil, that what is inside you, however tiny it may look, is more important than what is outside you, however big it may look. Number 4, that dear pencil, whenever you are used on a service, please leave a mark. No matter what the situation, you must continue writing. Last but not the least, dear pencil, that from time to time you will be subjected to painful sharpening, but that you need it to be a better pencil. End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I'm not talking to a pencil. I'm talking to each and everyone. That you can only do great things when you allow yourself to be held in the Almighty Allah's hand. You can do great things when you allow yourself that you are a great person and a great talent that was sent to the mankind. You are a very unique person. Nobody is full in this world. Everybody is very unique in his own way. So appreciate who you are. Every morning that breaks, every day that breaks, do not take it for granted. There are many who have slept and they have never woken up. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving you a chance. Rely on Him and follow His path and you will always be successful. What is inside you, however tiny it may look, is more important than what is outside. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ أَجْسَامِكُمْ وَلَا إِلَىٰ صُوَرِكُمْ وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ. How you relate to others, interpersonal relationships, your good character, your track record, the mark you leave, positive mark that you leave in the lives of others is what matters, not your big body and how smartly dressed you are. Number 3, human is to err. You will always make mistakes, and that is what cumulatively is called experience. Mistake after mistake is what is called experience. So, try to accept and admit your mistake. Many of us are so hasty, they rush in taking what? They rush in taking credit for what they have not done. But very few will always say, this is my mistake and I will correct it. Very few. So always accept your mistake, learn from it, and forge ahead. Allah will not look at how you look like. By the way, nobody will pay money to come and see you beautiful or you are handsome, correct? But a good tourist will board an aeroplane, come from all the way from from another continent to come to this country to come and see our ugly hippopotamus, our ugly rhinos, our ugly monkeys and baboons, and our ugly wampums. Is that correct? And they will part with some money. But nobody will come and see your beauty and your handsomeness and pay money for it. So what is inside you is more important. How you think and process information, how you relate to others is what is important. Then, whenever you make a mistake, you stand a chance to correct it. Correct it and forgive. Accept your mistake, admit it, and you learn from it. That whenever you are used on a service, it's a teacher who will tell you I have served for 20 years in that group of schools. But in those 20 years, what impact did you live in the life of others? In a Duxi, a boy was sleeping in a very early morning in the class, and the teacher was just caning him. One day the teacher went home, and he left another teacher to hold breath for him. Then he saw a very young boy sleeping in an early morning. This is weird, it's not normal. He said, why are you sleeping, my son? He took him to the staff room and started conversing with him. Then he said, I did not sleep at night. And why? Where is your father? He is abroad in the diaspora. Where is your mother? She is there. Why do you not sleep? He said, along with other friends of my mother, we watched the movie until dawn, close to morning. Then my mother goes to bed and she sends me to Duxi. I've not slept the whole night. Then he told him, go and call your parent, your mother. When he asked the mother, are you still married to this boy's father? Yes. Does he send the monthly bill? Yes. Madam, you're supposed to take charge of your responsibility. You are a shepherd and you have to take care of your sheep. Who is this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will question you that. Many ladies fear to be ashamed before others than fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once she has known the school and the Duxi has known that, she has started changing and the boy's life has changed for life. Imagine if the teacher was hating that boy every day. Many of the students meet here and some are orphans, some do not just stay with the relatives, some do not even get breakfast. So as a teacher, you should go out of your way to know more about the social life so that at least the tripartite relationship of the teacher, parents, and the school becomes complete and the boy or the girl becomes very successful. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very short life. Whenever you are used to the service, please leave a mark. Finally, from time to time, you will encounter painful suffering. You might grow shorter, but more experienced, more valued. Shortcomings will come. Nobody is perfect. Allah doesn't hate you when He is subjecting you to those trials and tribulations. He loves you. When you go and sign in a list of consequences to your immediate kin when he or she is being taken to the theater, one of them being death, and you sign, you don't want to kill that person, you don't hate that person, you love them and you want them to get better. When you allow your son or daughter to be injected with a very painful injection, you don't mean that you hate them. You want a good result from them. So let's live a good life. Let's portray a good image of Islam. Let's try to interact with others in the precincts and the limits of Islam. And we will always be good ambassadors of Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make all the mankind of humanity to love Islam. إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. You can't bring to hidayah anybody you love, but it is Allah who gives hidayah. So try to do that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always give you a success in this world and the hereafter. I can see the manager approaching the dais. I think I won't be on my time, so I will try to rest my case at that. I'll try to rest it as that. If I have made any mistake, it's from myself. If I have done it to your level of expectation, فَلِلَّهِ الْحَمْدِ. جزاكم الله خيرا. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us Muslims that spread this Islam.
أزهو وأفخر بها صرحا ومصدر، زيديني أكثر لكي بالنور أظهر. أزهو وأفخر بها صرحا ومصدر، زيديني أكثر لكي